Claire had always believed in facts. She was level-headed, grounded, analytical, someone who believed in sleep deprivation rather than premonitions. But since her sister Rachel's disappearance, something had changed. It was as if the world was holding something back, concealing something. Rachel had disappeared a year ago while backpacking through Scandinavia. Last seen in Sweden, no more signals, no messages, no body. The police had given up. So had the family, but not Claire. She kept searching, obsessively, according to her friends, till something came. Not a phone call, not an email, but a handwritten letter. No sender, just a name. Granskuld. Come during Midsommar. She waits under the sun. A week later, Claire was alone behind the wheel of a rental car deep in the woods. The further she drove, the quieter it became. No traffic, no reception, only miles of pine forest and air that seemed heavy and still. Until suddenly, as if out of nowhere, there was an old sign. Velkommen till Granskuld. It felt like she was crossing a border. The light around her was different, bright, almost sharp, but without warmth. The trees seemed quieter, the shadows deeper. The village was small and old, with narrow streets and wooden houses that seemed to whisper of forgotten times. When she arrived, everything fell silent. No birds sang, no dogs barked, only the soft rustling of leaves. The villagers came out, men and women in white robes, with flower wreaths in their hair. Their faces were tense and their eyes empty, as if they were no longer human beings, but empty shells hiding something dark. They took Claire to the village square. There lay a huge, shiny black stone, covered with scratches and symbols that Claire could not read. Around it burned candles that never went out, even though there was no wind. The light seemed to pulsate like a living heart. The villagers sang in a language that sounded like an ancient curse, the words cutting through the silence like knives. Claire felt her breath quicken. Her heart was pounding so hard it seemed to want to escape. She saw no kindness in the villagers' eyes, but something that saved her from something much more gruesome. Acceptance of the inevitable. That night, Claire could hardly sleep. Through the window, she saw vague shadows moving in the light of the eternal sun. Whispers crept into her room, voices whispering her name with promises and threats at the same time. In her dream, Rachel stood in a field of wilted flowers. Her mouth was sewn shut with golden thread. Her skin was transparent, as if her soul was slowly slipping out of her body. Her eyes were hollow and filled with unspeakable despair. "Replace me," Rachel whispered, in a voice that sounded like breaking glass. As she spoke, she slowly sank into the earth, swallowed up by black shadows that seemed to be alive. Claire wanted to run to her, but her body felt heavy and slow, as if roots were binding her to the spot where she lay. The next morning, Claire was forced to participate in the ritual. The villagers gathered in the field, their singing now a chilling cacophony of sounds that defied her understanding. The words were no longer language, but a living evil that defied her senses. Claire was led to the center of the field where the black stone lay. Her legs were heavy as lead, her breath short. Beneath her, she felt the earth move slowly, pulsing, as if it were breathing, as if something beneath her were awakening. The stone split open, and from the crack crept a mist that was cold as death. It had no fixed form, but it enveloped her like a poisonous blanket. Claire felt her mind shrink as the creature devoured her memories, her childhood, her hopes, her fears, until nothing remained but emptiness. When she stood up, she had changed. Her eyes glowed with a cold, empty light. Her smile was hollow and compulsive. She was no longer human, but a link in a chain that had existed for centuries. The villagers knelt and sang, their voices merging with the whistling of the wind. But deep beneath the black stone and the cold, wet earth, something stirred, a growl that sounded like breaking bones, something that waited, hungry, insatiable, darker than the eternal sun above them. Claire felt it too, deep within her new being. She was trapped forever, no freedom, no escape. As the sun continued to burn unabated, a new traveler crossed the border of Granskuld. Claire smiled with her empty eyes and whispered, "Welcome to the shadow of the sun. No one ends here." And deep beneath the earth, the creature heard a soft, hungry sound, the harbinger of the next sacrifice.